Motivation is a lie, isn't it? Every day, millions of people watch motivational videos on YouTube. These videos rack up millions of views. But here's the question. If motivation worked so well, why are we still stuck? One day, you watch a motivational video and feel like, that's it. Now I'm going to change the world. But just a few hours later, you're back to scrolling, back to the same old habits. So what do? You watch another video, then another and another. And you think you're making progress. But the truth is, you're just stuck in a loop. Getting high on motivation, but doing nothing. Here's what no one tells you. Motivation doesn't work if you need it every day. According to a study, 92% of people who set goals fail to achieve them. So clearly, motivation isn't enough. Then what do you actually need? You need habits. Small, kind of boring daily actions that actually move you forward. So today, let's break this cycle and talk about the real game changer. Tiny habits. Let's first discuss why motivation fails. It's like a sugar rush for your brain. When you get excited or inspired, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that lights up your reward system. This dopamine hit gives you a quick burst of energy and focus, like a spark igniting a fire. But here's the trick. That spark is brief and deceptive. Dopamine doesn't just motivate, it gives you a false sense of satisfaction. You feel like you're moving forward just by thinking about your goals, but that feeling can actually trick you into procrastinating instead of taking real action. Science also confirms this. Dopamine spikes quickly fade, leaving you drained and unmotivated. According to a study, low levels of dopamine or serotonin can actually worsen procrastination. These brain chemicals are crucial for motivation and mood. When they're out of balance, even simple tasks can feel overwhelming or meaningless. According to Mental Health America, too little dopamine can make you feel unmotivated or uninterested in things you usually care about. In fact, if dopamine levels drop too low, you might not even feel like getting out of bed or eating food. That's why motivation is like a roller coaster ride, exciting at first, but it can leave you dizzy and wanting off. Motivation alone isn't enough. As reported in 2020 by the National Institutes of Health's Wellness at NIH publication, 80% of people abandon their New Year's resolutions, most by February. Why? Because motivations driven by external factors are fragile. They can easily crumble when life throws unexpected challenges. True, lasting change stems from internal commitment, not temporary inspiration. So clearly, motivation is not enough. You need something along with it, and that is habits. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They build systems that work regardless of how they feel. Let's consider the points raised in an article from the experts at Alpha Consulting. Professional growth and success are two things that every individual aspires to achieve in their career, but it requires a certain set of habits and minds. In this fast-paced world, developing habits that can help you grow as a professional is not only important but also necessary. Because here's the truth. Feelings fade. Systems stay. If motivation is the spark, then habits are the engine. They're what keep you moving long after the spark dies out. Habits don't rely on willpower. Willpower is like a battery, it drains. But habits, they run on autopilot. Once something becomes a habit, you do it without thinking, just like brushing your teeth or locking your door. You don't wake up wondering, should I brush my teeth today? You just do it. No drama. No mental battle. That's the power of habits. Your brain loves efficiency. The brain builds habits in a region called the basal ganglia, which is responsible for automatic behaviors. Once a behavior is repeated enough times, your brain rewires to run it with minimal effort. This frees up mental energy for more important stuff. Research by Duhigg in 2012 and Wood and Neal in 2007 shows that up to 40–45% of daily behavior is habitual, not deliberate. That means nearly half your life is already on autopilot. You just need to program it better. Most people fail because they aim too big, too fast. But habits work because they start small and stack over time, like compound interest for your future self. Let's say, want to write a book? Start with 5 minutes a day. Want to lose weight? Start by drinking 1 glass of water before meals. It's not about going hard once. It's about showing up daily, even if it's boring. According to research, on average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. Once established, the behavior becomes automatic, even without motivation. A meta-analysis in Health Psychology Review 2010 concluded that habit-based interventions were more effective than motivation-based ones in creating lasting behavior change. So the bottom line, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So stop waiting to feel ready. Design habits that run even on your worst days, because success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. So if habits are so important, then how to adapt them? For that, you don't need a big plan. You don't need perfect timing. You need a system that makes success inevitable. Here's how to build that, step by step. Step 1, start with stupid small. Yes, really. The smaller the habit, the easier it is to do and repeat. Want to start journaling? Begin with 1 sentence a day. Want to exercise? Start with 1 push-up or 2-minute walk. Want to meditate? Try 30 seconds of deep breathing. Small actions repeated daily become unstoppable routines. Step 2, attach it to an existing habit. Use the anchor method. Attach your new habit to something you already do. Examples. After I brush my teeth, I'll stretch for 1 minute. After I make tea, I'll write 1 line in my journal. This removes decision fatigue. You don't have to remember your new habit. It just piggybacks on your old one. Step 3, make it too easy to fail. You're not trying to win today. You're trying to build momentum. Make your habit so easy that skipping it would feel silly. Don't start with 30 push-ups. Start with 1. If you do more, great. If not, you still won. The real goal isn't intensity, it's identity. Each tiny win says, I'm the kind of person who shows up. Step 4, use visual cues and track progress. Our brains love progress. Track your habits with a habit tracker, a sticky note on the wall, or some kind of app. Every checkmark releases a small dopamine hit, the right kind, and reinforces the behavior. Step 5, reward it instantly, even if it's tiny. Say, thank God, smile, do a fist bump, whatever feels rewarding. Your brain needs positive feedback to lock in a habit. Don't wait for a huge transformation to feel proud. Feel proud because you showed up today. Bonus tip. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I'm a reader. Instead of, I want to lose weight, say, I'm someone who eats mindfully. This shift makes habits part of your identity, not just a task on a list. That's it. Not glamorous, but it works, even when you don't feel like it. Because in the end, motivation is a mood. Habits are a system. So ask yourself honestly, which idea are you really following? Also share it with me, because if you're stuck in the motivation cycle, you'll often end up feeling frustrated and guilty. And instead of facing that discomfort, you might say, I feel stressed, maybe I should take a break. But what you're actually doing is emotional avoidance. You're not giving yourself rest. You're avoiding responsibility in the name of self-care. And that's exactly how goals die, not with a crash, but with a quiet excuse. Still don't believe me? Watch this video. It'll give you a clear idea of how easy it is to lose control without even realizing it.